We waited 3 hours for an open challenge, only to get Kofi Kingston. We are live, man! I hate this show. The people that write this show do not deserve a goddamn job. They're a joke. They're an embarrassment to the industry of professional wrestling. This show is absolutely horrendous. Every single week. There's not one thing on this show that I found redeeming at all. I don't even know why I'm here tonight. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I am here. And we got a Monday Night Raw post-show to get through. And we're going to do it the only way we know how. Number one, as always, this is your Monday Night Raw post-show right here on Off the Script.
This fucking foliage? Is this what you want? Mr. Dips? Is this what you want? Me standing in front of EC3 buying designer coats? Is this what you want? Me sitting in some hipster hotel in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, fluffing pillows? Is this what you want? I don't believe this. This graffiti art, the hotels, avocado toast. All I want is a fucking Guinness. An ice cold Guinness.
What the hell does that mean?
Oh, this is what you wanted. This is your Monday Night Raw review right here on Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post-show for May 17th, 2021. I am your host, JD from New York. Tonight, sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. That is BlueChew.com. All the information you need is linked in the description below. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout for your free sample of the service. Listen, man, I don't really have any energy tonight, man. I really don't. It is becoming more and more of a struggle, man, to get through Monday Night Raw in its current state every single week. I just don't enjoy myself on Monday night, man. It's gotten to a point where I loathe Monday. You know, how everybody complains about, oh, the Monday blues and the weekend's over and they don't want to go back to work. It's the start of a new work week. That's exactly how I feel when I have to sit through Monday Night Raw each and every single week, man. It's that bad. It is the start of my work week. And I don't want to do it anymore. I really don't want to do it anymore. But I have to. It's the biggest show that WWE does every fucking week. It really is. It's the one show that generates the most interest. Even SmackDown doesn't generate the most interest, man. As far as what we do as content creators on YouTube, Monday Night Raw is and always will be the number one show as far as numbers are concerned in the entire community for anybody that has a wrestling podcast. SmackDown doesn't do anywhere near the same numbers as Monday Night Raw. And SmackDown is clearly the better show because of Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns did not have the run that he's on right now, then it would be just as bad as Monday Night Raw. I keep saying that every single week. But the logic on this show, man, the carelessness on this show, the silliness of this show, the downright blatant just misdirection of characters on this show is so incredibly frustrating, man. You know, a lot of people wonder why I always complain on Monday night. It's because I don't like my intelligence insulted. You know, I watch everything that I enjoy, whether it's baseball, whether it's wrestling, could be something gaming related, right? I always go into it exactly how I would do it, okay? Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm not wrong. Sometimes I miss, sometimes I nail a grand slam. I feel like I nail home runs every single week with Monday Night Raw, man. It's gotten to a point where I watch this show, and it's almost as if I put myself in the driver's seat, and everything that I would do is infinitely better than what the people writing this show are doing. I don't believe they wasted 3 hours of our time. This is exactly why everything regarding WWE and thinking the fans are the utmost important thing revolving around the WWE product. I can't wait for Vince McMahon to come back out on Monday Night Raw and praise us. We are so happy that you're back. The pandemic is ending and this and that. We got fans back in attendance again. I want you guys to take a look at this show. I want you guys to keep this show in the back of your mind. When Vince McMahon comes out in July and we get that first live show back with fans in attendance on SmackDown on Friday in July. I believe it's July 16th, if I'm not mistaken. And then that Sunday, July 18th, is Money in the Bank. Their first pay-per-view with fans in attendance is what is being rumored. I want you guys to keep this show in the back of your mind. They wasted 3 hours of your time. How grateful is WWE to their fan base if they wasted 3 hours of their fucking Monday night to sit through this god-awful fucking abomination of a fucking show, to sit through Bobby Lashley issuing a fucking open challenge? What's with the open challenges as of late, Bruce? What's with the open challenges as of late, Vince? Is that all that's on our minds now? Is that the extent of your fucking creativity? Open challenges. Sheamus has an open challenge. He's issuing an open challenge to anybody to beat him to get a United States Championship match. Fucking stupid. Why should the champion lose in order to give out title shots? What about the challengers in said mid-card division? I don't know. Win fucking wrestling matches. And then we can make a determination from there who deserves a shot at the United States champion, who should remain unbeaten until you decide to take the championship off of him. So we got an open challenge for the United States Championship, and WWE is just so gleaming with fucking creativity tonight. Another open challenge storyline with Bobby Lashley tonight for the WWE Championship. It's great. It's great. Here we thought Bobby Lashley was going to be defending the WWE Championship tonight in an open challenge. We got MVP coming out saying it's not going to be Drew McIntyre. It's not going to be Braun Strowman. That's great. So by process of elimination, they gave me Ajita right at the top of the hour. If it's not Drew McIntyre and it's not Braun Strowman, who the fuck could it be? Who was the only other guy on this roster that mentioned WWE title in his near future? That would be Jinder Mahal, who fortunately we did not see on this show tonight. And fortunately did not come out for the open challenge against Bobby Lashley. But WWE made us think that Bobby Lashley was defending the WWE title tonight in an open challenge. We get to the last 20 minutes of the show, and we got people throwing their names in the hat. We got Damian Priest throwing his name in the hat. We got Mace and T-Bar throwing their names in the hat. Who did it end up being, folks? Was it anybody that piqued your interest? Was it anybody that made you say, oh man, I can't wait to see this match coming up in the main event of Monday Night Raw? We wasted 3 hours of our Monday night to not only get a match that nobody gives a fuck about, but we wasted 3 hours of our Monday night to sit through who Bobby Lashley would be defending the WWE Championship against, only to get Bobby Lashley not defending the WWE title, WWE baiting and switching its audience to have Kofi Kingston come out, who wrestled Randy Orton an hour and a half earlier before the main event. Kofi Kingston comes on out and accepts the open challenge. WWE went with Kofi Kingston. Now, why exactly did they go with Kofi Kingston, folks? It's because WWE has no true baby faces to challenge the heel champion, the heel Bobby Lashley, outside of Drew McIntyre. And everybody says, oh, JD complains for no reason. How am I complaining for no reason when the reason why your show sucks is because there's no legitimate challenges for the WWE Championship? So I think the only thing here to do is, folks, is do what I said weeks ago. Bobby Lashley is doomed as champion. That title's going right back to Drew McIntyre. Right back to Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. Bobby Lashley's run has been fucking terrible. He hasn't done anything with the championship. We've got nothing but Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, rematch after rematch after rematch. That doesn't really mean he's had a good reign, folks. If your reign doesn't exceed one challenger, then I don't really consider it a reign that I give a shit about. Now, Kofi Kingston's involved because he's only a babyface, the only babyface, I should say, that WWE has to rely on. They have no one else. No one else. Keith Lee is fucking gone. I don't know where Keith Lee is. He is just up and gone, completely missing. He might have gotten abducted by aliens or something. I don't know. I don't know where Keith Lee is. I'm sick and tired of talking about Keith Lee and where he could possibly be or where he could possibly fit in. Keith Lee, he ain't around. WWE has Matt Riddle, but they got Matt Riddle tied up in a fucking tag team. They got Matt Riddle tied up with Randy Orton. Who else do they got? Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy's too busy fucking around on main event. Ricochet? Forget about it. They took this guy's ring gear and now have him wrestling in black jeans and dress shoes, man, like he's some fucking player going to the club. It's ridiculous. Who else do they got? Humberto? He's a loser. Drew Gulak? He's another loser. Mansoor? He's another loser who just got to Monday Night Raw and has been off TV for the last 3 weeks. It's ridiculous. They have no baby faces on this show. That is why we got Kofi Kingston. And here's another problem that nobody really is thinking about. Kofi Kingston is also a part of a tag team with Xavier Woods. Why does anybody want to see Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston split doing singles things again when you got no fucking tag teams in your tag team division? All of your tag teams are made-up tag teams with singles wrestlers. Elias is a singles wrestler. AJ Styles is a singles wrestler. Matt Riddle is a singles wrestler. Randy Orton is a singles wrestler, folks. The only legit tag team you got on Monday Night Raw outside of the New Day is the Viking Raiders. They don't know what the fuck they're doing on this show, man. The mismanagement of talent is absolutely fucking sickening to a point where I just hate this show more than I already do. Kofi Kingston, he pinned Bobby Lashley tonight. That's their other big fucking, whoa, oh man, here's a main event for you. Then they have Kofi Kingston go out there and pin Bobby Lashley. If his reign wasn't fucking terrible already, that just put the exclamation point on it. That pretty much sealed the deal that this guy's losing the championship sooner, and I mean much sooner rather than later. You might as well just take the fucking championship off of him now. They don't know what they're doing. Bobby Lashley, after a dominant win at Backlash over Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre, shows up on Monday Night Raw to lose to somebody who has absolutely no business in anything WWE Championship related. All because of a fucking outside interference from the guy who he really is going to drop the title to use Kofi Kingston in this way to further solidify a match with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. I fucking hate this show. I really, really hate this show, man. This show is absolutely getting on my last nerve. I wish I could just stop reviewing Raw. I really do, but I can't. I can't do it. It's a terrible business move. It's a terrible business move for me to stop talking about Monday Night Raw. And then the other big story coming out of Monday Night Raw is that WWE apparently is getting new sets. WWE is getting a new set for Monday Night Raw. Of all the things you need to change on this show, it's getting a new fucking set. They just changed the announce team. Why did the announce team need to change? You went on and made that fucking worse. Now you're going to go and change the sets? WWE's been using their current sets since before the Thunderdome last year. So these sets, they're barely 2 years old. And while there have been some tweaks to the Thunderdome and how WWE has mocked up what they want Monday Night Raw to look like, the style of everything has largely remained the same, even inside the Thunderdome. Now it appears the WWE is preparing to introduce new sets in the near future. Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men podcast, who just broke the story that WWE is going back on the road on July 16th, starting with SmackDown, and will continue on into Money in the Bank and then on into SummerSlam. He's a part of the Wrestling Observer family with the Mat Men podcast. He reported that WWE is preparing to introduce new sets in the near future. So we got new sets coming to Monday Night Raw. When this change will take place, nobody knows. But I'm assuming WWE is getting ready for that first show with fans on SmackDown on July 16th. However, it would make sense to introduce a new set, like I said, when fans come back, and no sooner than that. July 16th should be the given date. The latest reports have fans will return, or fans returning, for SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and Raw shows the weekend of July 16th through the 19th on into SummerSlam. However, the official return to touring is expected to come closer to SummerSlam, when they actually go back out on the road for sporadic house shows. These things are obviously still up in the air. They could change at any given moment, but that is the current plan for Monday Night Raw. Of all the things you want to change, you want to go out there and change sets and commentary teams. These are the two things that did not need any change at all. I don't give a fuck what the show looks like. In fact, the show should actually take a little bit of a hit as far as visual quality goes. The show is too polished. The show looks too pretty. I don't want to watch Monday Night Raw in all of its fucking just sheer perfection. I want to watch a wrestling show. I want to watch men and women combating each other in the ring, fighting for championships that are important. Monday Night Raw looks too polished, man. It actually is a turnoff. So I don't know why you want to go and get even newer sets for everything that's going on. I don't know why you would want to go and change that when there's 1,000 other fucking things that WWE could clearly go and change? Why don't we go and change the fucking creative writing team? Why don't we go and change how we do things as far as booking talent on this show? Why don't we change that god-awful fucking Raw theme song? Why don't we change the fucking commentary team back to what it was? This show needs everything changed, not just a fucking set. Every single thing, every aspect about Raw needs to be fucking taken, blown up, and it needs to start all over again. Changing a set is not going to enhance Monday Night Raw. Changing a set is not going to make Monday Night Raw feel better. It's going to be the same fucking show that you're getting now. And I want to see what type of shows WWE puts on when we get in front of fans. I've been saying it all pandemic. Those PC shows that you got last year, those are the same exact shows that you would have gotten if fans were in attendance 10,000 deep inside a stadium or an arena. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I could be sitting in the fucking bathtub and I can have fucking wrestling happening right outside my bathtub. I don't give a fuck what happens. You could book a good show no matter where you are. WWE refuses to do that. They don't care. Now, should I give them the benefit of the doubt? Should I give them the benefit of the doubt? And maybe with fans back in attendance, they're saving some big surprises. They're saving some big plans, right? Give me a break. Give me a fucking break with this shit, man. Monday Night Raw. After Backlash, I didn't expect much, but every single week, it's rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch. I was on my PC up until about 7 o'clock. I didn't see anything on WWE.com. The only thing about Raw that was listed for tonight's show was an Alexa's Playground with Natty and Tamina. I don't know how you're going to get people interested in your show if even you don't even know what the fuck is happening on the show. How are you giving people a reason to watch next week when nobody knows what the fuck is happening up until about 7:50, right before the top of the hour at 8 o'clock? It's unreal to me. It really is unreal to me. I feel like I'm the only one preaching to the choir here about how things should be done and what should be done, and everybody else overlooks all this fucking shit. Oh, we had a great match with Charlotte and Asuka. Oh, we got some great wrestling on this show tonight. What are you, all fucking mental? What does it mean at the end of the night? What does it mean going into next week? You're all looking for that glimmer of positivity. It's not there, folks. It's not there. It's coated in bullshit. Do not give this company any benefit of the doubt. Do not give them any hope of positivity. Do not praise them on anything that they've done tonight because that's all they want to hear. And those are the people that they will continue to cater to. This show needs emergency surgery in the worst possible way. Even with fans in attendance, I have zero faith and zero hope WWE does anything right. We're going to go over what happened tonight. Backlash Fallout show. What's next for Bobby Lashley? A loss. Hell in a Cell hype begins, I suppose. We'll talk about what I think is happening with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. Moving on into Hell in a Cell. Got news on Damian Priest. Interesting story came out about Damian Priest last week that I did not cover on the post show for Backlash. Apparently, he was told that if the Bad Bunny angle flopped going into WrestleMania, that he would be done on the main roster. It's a great fucking sign there for Damian Priest walking on into Monday Night Raw, huh? They're blaming everything on him if they can't get him to put Bad Bunny over. What if Bad Bunny was a flop himself? Well, what did you want? Bad Bunny to take out fucking Damian Priest's DNA with a syringe right in the middle of the ring and somehow inject himself with how to wrestle? Don't really understand that one, but we'll go over what he expressed right before all this happened. That's an interesting story. We'll go over that as well as what happened on this show tonight. But I want to Thank everybody for joining me here on the post show. This is your Monday Night Raw post show, May 17th, 2021. Follow me on social media and I want to thank those who tweeted along live with me tonight at JDfromNY206 on Twitter and on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications as well. We gained almost 100 subscribers coming out of the Backlash post show. So let's try and keep that momentum up going on into tonight's post show for Monday Night Raw. If you guys missed any of the content on the channel, Off the Script, episode 376 was live on Sunday morning. I went live on YouTube with the Backlash post show as well. Make sure you go check those videos out. They are live on the channel right now. If you guys want to support the channel in a variety of ways, you could do that. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206. That is Patreon.com/JDfromNY206. We got a couple of exclusive items over there. Baseball bat, beer mug, the dugout, beer mugs, the Off the Script Are We Live t-shirts. Lots of cool stuff over there, so go and check that stuff out. Also, if you guys want to get your regular t-shirts, Bonfire is the place, and they are the exclusive home of Off the Script. Make sure you guys go check that out, bonfire.com. Everything you need is linked in the description below. And today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Blue Chew. That is bluechew.com. Make sure you guys go check that out. And all you guys have to do to get a free sample is use code JD at checkout. And you're going to get that FREE sample, bluechew.com. Let's get to the Monday Night Raw breakdown here. We're going to start at the top. MVP was in the middle of the ring as Monday Night Raw started. And he introduced the WWE Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley. Lashley walked out with the women that he had with him, I'm assuming from last night's festivities. Bobby Lashley had a plethora of women come out with him, all shapes and sizes. Bobby Lashley seemed to have a fun evening last night, celebrating his win over Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre at Backlash. So, MVP asked Lashley if he came through for him in reference to the women. Clearly he did. MVP talked about his opponents being in rough shape, whereas Lashley was thrown through an LED screen, but he had enough within him to win and take back his WWE Championship. MVP said Lashley did it all despite being injured. He had him hold up his fist. MVP said even in the match, Bobby Lashley injured his knuckles in the match with Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. MVP said his knuckles were damaged from punching Drew McIntyre and Strowman over and over again last night. He said it was excruciating pain, yet still he maintained. MVP asked when the almighty era would end. Lashley then said it would never end. I highly doubt that. MVP said everyone is blessed to see it. He said the champ was supposed to have the night off, but Lashley said no nights off. MVP said that Lashley is issuing an open challenge to anyone in WWE. Drew walked out, and his music went off, and said he can't think of a better way for Lashley to impress his ladies than defending the title against him tonight. Wasn't that clear enough? Drew said. I accept. So Drew McIntyre comes on out, and he automatically puts himself again in contention for a WWE Championship. I don't know if everybody in the back is just fucking idiotic or what, but you don't really make your pro wrestlers look like geniuses here, Bruce. I don't really understand the lack of attention to detail or the lack of pro wrestling knowledge by most of this roster. We had 2 triple threat matches, and we'll get to what Charlotte did later on in the night because she did the same thing. She said the same exact thing. Drew McIntyre comes out and automatically thinks he's going to get another championship match against Bobby Lashley off of the grounds that he did not lose the triple threat match last night at Backlash because he wasn't the one that was pinned. Braun Strowman, in fact, was the one that was pinned. But I'm here to tell you, folks, if you are in a triple threat match and you lose, but you don't get pinned, I'm here to tell you that you still lost because you didn't win. That's it. They use it as some sort of weak technicality. Sometimes it makes for a decent storyline. But you should have the guy or woman out there tell everybody, yeah, I lost, but I wasn't pinned. I was in that match. You didn't pin me. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Drew McIntyre didn't say that. He just throws himself into contention. He throws himself into contention for a WWE Championship match. Now, Charlotte said that she didn't lose because she wasn't pinned. But you still lost. But you also stated what I just said. You went out there and said, listen, Rhea Ripley didn't pin me. But I got a rebuttal to that because Charlotte almost made it seem like she lost on purpose on Sunday night. So I don't even take her excuse as a valid one. But if you are in a triple threat match and you did not get pinned, you lost. You lost because you didn't win. Simple. I'm tired of everybody making it seem like they're the culprit of fucking unfairness. You got put in a triple threat match, man. Understand the fucking rules. Like MVP said, get to the back of the line. And I think at this stage, we're all done with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. But WWE is so lazy, they have no other baby faces, that they're stuck with this program, folks. Until WWE gives you another baby face, then you're stuck with Drew McIntyre. Sad to say. It's really sad to say. So Lashley here and Drew McIntyre, they started brawling. MVP said that this challenge applies to everyone except Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. This led to the two guys brawling here. All the women that were there, they ran out of the ring. They were screaming as if somebody was murdered here. They were walking down the steps in their fucking 16-inch high heels. They were screaming like banshees, walking out of the ring to give this some like big time scary effect. This brawl between Lashley and McIntyre. It sounded so terrible. It really did sound terrible. The ladies out there, you know, some of you might have been okay with their presence because you like looking at a pretty lady, but their reactions and their body language and their facial expressions, it was so disingenuous. And then the screeching and the banshee-like yells by these women leaving the ring. What a terrible fucking add-on to this segment, man. It sounded so fucking ridiculous. And then WWE, like they usually do, they cut away quick and they give you a graphic of AJ Styles and Elias, as if anybody gives a fuck about that. So they quickly cut away because I'm assuming they even thought it was fucking terrible. What a shit way to open Monday Night Raw. How does anybody get excited about seeing basically the same shit that you've been seeing for the last 3 months, 4 months on this show? Nothing new is transpiring here. Nothing. There's nothing new to report. It's just another Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre match for the WWE title, folks. And then they wonder why Monday Night Raw is getting lower and lower in the ratings every single week. I don't know. Give us something new. Give us something new and fresh. Is that so difficult to understand? AJ Styles versus Elias. This is, by the way, heel versus heel. AJ's a heel. Elias is a heel. I got a question for you, folks. With these two guys being heels, who exactly am I supposed to cheer for? Why am I supposed to cheer for AJ Styles? Why am I supposed to cheer for Elias? Better question is, why would anybody give a fuck about these two guys? AJ Styles is being mishandled. He's in a fucking tag team with somebody that shouldn't even be anywhere near a ring. Elias has been an absolute misfire for the last 3 years. Why anybody would give a fuck about Elias now, I don't know, man. You may have some mental issues. You really do. Jackson Ryker and Elias aren't even a real fucking tag team. These two teams aren't even a part of real tag teams, folks. And we got two non-tag teams fighting singles on Monday Night Raw. That's what Monday Night Raw has resulted in. AJ Styles wins this one by disqualification. Elias used a back body drop and a spine buster to go for a near fall, get a 2 count on AJ. Elias was showboating. He was flexing his muscles to show off before applying a chin lock on AJ Styles. Styles came back with his signature enziguri, sliding forearm strikes, his Pele kick, fireman's carry, neck breaker, or AKA Ayushi Goroshi, which you won't hear Adnan Virk call it by its actual name. Where's Moro when you need him? Elias blocked a Styles clash before hitting a knee strike and a drift away for a very close near fall. So they're up, they're trading strikes in the middle of the ring. Styles hits a forearm strike. He goes up for the phenomenal forearm, but Riker yanks him off the apron for a terrible DQ finish. You waste 12 minutes of our time to give me AJ Styles and Elias ending in a fucking DQ? Jesus Christ, man. What's coming next? The tag team title match between these two teams? This show doesn't need help just based off this one match. I don't know what to fucking tell you, man. I really don't. Omos chased Riker up the ramp while he was lumbering up the fucking ramp trying to chase Jackson Riker. Elias was beating up Styles around ringside, so he walked back to ringside and chased Elias off. A complete waste of everybody's time. A complete waste of time. Nobody cares. And I don't see why anybody would care moving forward with these two teams in a feud. WWE did something that I didn't really expect them to do. We got a commercial for NXT, and they hyped up the Johnny Gargano North American Championship match tomorrow night against Bronson Reed. You know why they put this in there? I don't recall ever seeing an NXT fucking commercial or a vignette for NXT that was segued into by the fucking announce team. So why they did this on Raw tonight, folks? I guess it's something to do with NXT getting that 660,000 viewer rating last week. They only drew about 670,000 viewers last week. They dipped below 700. Nobody gives a fuck. So they feel like if they promote the show on Raw, that more people would be interested going on into Tuesday. Here's a little fucking spoiler for you, guys. Nobody gives a shit about NXT because NXT is pretty much main roster light on Tuesday night. It's not the young, vibrant, raw, gritty, doing things right, doing things the way that they're supposed to be doing NXT of old. It's nothing more than Monday Night Light on Tuesday night, pretending to be NXT. So that's why you got a promotion here for the NXT North American title match with Bronson Reed and Johnny Gargano. So, Alexa and Alexa's Playground, apparently WWE felt the need to have Natalya and Tamina on Alexa's Playground. This went nowhere. I barely took any fucking notes on this because, I mean, why would I? It's fucking Tamina Snuka and Natalya and the women's tag team titles. So they were standing there. Lily, says Alexa, Lily was dying to meet them. Lily was dying to meet them. So Bliss told Lily she's excited too. She turned to the camera, and there you see Natalya and Tamina. So the camera panned over. They're standing there. Bliss congratulated them. Bliss congratulated them on their win after winning the Women's Tag Team Championships. Natalya asked, can we leave now? Tamina looked at Bliss the whole time like she was a complete fucking weirdo. Bliss said she hadn't even gotten to the hard questions yet. She asked what their favorite color is. My favorite color is black, Alexa. Like the goo that comes out of your fucking skin when you summon witchcraft. And just like the color of my fucking soul when I watch this piece of shit show on Monday night. What's their favorite color? Natty and Tamina looked at each other. Natalya eventually answered pink. Wow. Something I didn't know already. Wink, wink. Tamina said black and blue and warned Bliss that it would be the color of her face if she tried anything weird. Bliss and Lily really liked what Tamina did to Reginald last week. Tamina said if that fly buzzes in their business in their rematch later, he will pay. Bliss said Lily likes when she swats flies. She said that Lily likes to collect dead insect wings and also hair, fingernails, and teeth. Sounds like something out of fucking Resident Evil, man. Maybe Alexa Bliss was busy playing Resident Evil Village over the fucking weekend, and she got into one of the portions of the game where you got creepy fucking dolls flying at you. Right before the giant baby fetus comes and chases you down the goddamn fucking hallway with the slowest elevator in fucking history. Waiting for you at the end of the hallway. This shit sucked, man. Alexa Bliss, you know, a lot of geeks out there, they may get on my case again for hating Alexa Bliss, but this shit sucks. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how you people could look at this and say, oh man, this is storytelling. You gotta wait until the story unfolds. What's the story? What is the story? Alexa Bliss is sitting there with her fucking doll, and what is the story? All I see is a gimmick that once belonged to Bray. Now Alexa has his powers, and now she's got a new friend in the form of a doll named Lily. We got a little backstory on where Lily came from. I don't believe it. And I'm sitting here asking myself the one very big important question, folks. What is the end game? What is the end game? Coming out of Alexa being hypnotized or fucking morphed into this character by Bray, what exactly is the end game for Alexa Bliss if Bray Wyatt is no longer involved? I would think that Alexa is the way she is now, and the only way she could turn back is with the help of Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt seems to be off somewhere in fucking sad, depressed land, supposedly. I don't believe that. He's off TV because he's sad. Guy's been off TV more than he's been on TV. Why is he off TV? Because he's got no fucking gimmick anymore because they gave it to Alexa Bliss. I know why he's fucking sad. The guy's a fucking loser. The guy is a creative loser. Bruce and Vince look at a loser when they look at Bray Wyatt. They took something that was so great and they ruined it because they needed to put their fucking DNA all over it. Why is he home? Because he gained a little pandemic weight, that's why. He came back, he looked fucking phenomenal when he first came back as The Fiend. Now, look at him just as of a couple of weeks ago when we seen him. He's bigger than ever. Why is Keith Lee off TV? Because they told him to go home and lose fucking weight. That's why he's home. What's the end game for Alexa Bliss? What is it? What are these powers going to reveal in the end? And where is she getting all these powers? I'm supposed to believe that a 5-foot Alexa Bliss, who's got a fucking pet pig at home, summons fire and does witchcraft and has black goo come from her fucking eyes, shoots fireballs, summons fucking light fixtures to fall down on people she doesn't like. What's the end game? She is already back in that category of terrible television. You waited too long to give me something regarding Alexa Bliss. Now you know what? Now I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit where she goes. I don't give a shit who she wants to fucking target. I don't give a fuck who Lily is. I don't care. You wasted everybody's time with this. Alexa was only important because she was paired with Bray. She did a fantastic job, but now that the main character's not there, how many of these people legitimately give a fuck about Alexa Bliss? I'm gonna say more than 75% of them do not give a fuck because Bray Wyatt is not there. Now you're only catering to the hardcore Alexa Bliss fans because Alexa is doing something different than what she was doing before. But I guess I guess it's better than her being in the ring and shooting Hadoukens at people and summoning fucking fire and having light fixtures fall down on people she doesn't like. Get this shit off of my television, man. I don't want a dose of magic with my fucking pro wrestling in 2021, okay? WWE has some serious fucking issues. Oh, but Blood and Guts set the industry back 30 years, but you got Alexa Bliss swinging on a fucking Alexa's Playground set, talking to a fucking doll that looks like a fucking Uncrustable down the frozen food aisle with fucking teeth. This shit sucks. Moving on. Matt Riddle. He was with the New Day, chatting about what had happened last week. He sent them a letter. What did the letter say? I don't know. Hopefully it said, please, stay away from Raw. It's cancerous. Kofi Kingston said they got his message, and he asked where the snake is. Riddle said it's not a hallucination. There's another one of them words. They're using vocabulary now to always be indicative of Matt Riddle being a stoner. It's not a hallucination. That word was used on purpose, folks. Orton walked up and asked where Adam Pearce is and what are the New Day doing here. Orton said he is there because Riddle said Pearce needed to speak with him. Riddle said, listen, bro, I might have stretched the truth a little bit, but it's all in the spirit of friendship. Said he had a great idea to turn a party of 2 into a party of 4, despite ending on bad terms last week. He suggested Randy apologize to the New Day. Orton put his hands on his hips and gave Riddle a nasty look. He said it's not going to happen. He said he's not sorry. Kofi said the big angry snake doesn't know how to apologize, and even if he did, he wouldn't accept it. He told Riddle he's known Orton longer than him and warned Riddle he's eventually going to be dropped with an RKO as well. Orton warned him to stop running his mouth or he'll give him another RKO. Kofi then challenged him to another match just like 2009, just like 2019. Orton said, you're on. And Riddle looked sad that he didn't mend this friendship. Orton stopped him from talking. Riddle locked his lips with his imaginary key like he does when he's in the presence of Randy Orton. Orton shook his head and walked away. Again, Randy Orton and Matt Riddle may be the only interesting thing on this entire 3-hour program. I don't really give a shit about a Randy Orton-Kofi Kingston match, again, but here we are. Drew Gulak versus Angel Garza. This one went 2 minutes, and we got a wing clipper. Hasn't this match been done the last 2 weeks? I mean, give me a fucking break. Listen, I'm glad Angel Garza's on TV. I hope it leads to something a little bit more. But I mean, if you're going to give him the same fucking guy 3 weeks in a row, it's not good for Gulak and it's not good for Garza. You're not really building interest in Garza if you give him the same fucking guy 3 weeks in a row. I don't know, have him win matches against 3 different fucking guys. You can't find another fucking 2 people on this roster for him to beat? It's not even like this is a feud. What are they fighting over? Because he made a Bachelor reference to Angel Garza? 1 week he shoved the rose up his ass. This week he's shoving the rose in his mouth like he's the $1 Million Man shoving somebody a $100 bill down somebody's throat. Garza wins in 2 minutes. Adnan Virk said, style, panache, and a mean streak. That's Angel Garza. Might have been one of the best things he said. He's still no moral, though. Garza wins in 2 minutes. Let's get something new next week, please. Randy Orton made his ring entrance. He was wrestling Kofi Kingston. This match went 5 minutes. Got a Randy Orton-Kofi Kingston match that ended in 5 minutes, folks. Another waste of our time. Don't even know why it was booked. So, I don't know what had happened early in the match. I think they botched. I was watching this and I was like, yep, that's a botch. I think Kingston was supposed to leap over Orton, but he came off the ropes and he collided, I guess, with Kingston's hip hitting Orton's head. I don't know what the hell happened there. If you guys watched it, it was definitely a botch of some sort, but Orton rolled to the outside after to regroup. Orton also motioned for Kingston to come outside and get him, so they went back in the ring. They redid the spot that they obviously botched. Kingston was in control until Orton poked him in the eye. Orton whipped Kingston into the corner, but Kingston bounced off the buckles, hit a dropkick. Orton cut him off, hit his signature power slam. Woods was playing the trombone on the outside, which distracted Randy Orton. Randy Orton, one of the greatest legends in the history of this business, was distracted by a trombone and Xavier Woods on the outside. I don't really understand why Randy Orton would be fixated on a fucking trombone while he's in the ring, but this is Monday Night Raw in 2021, folks. I guess all in the greater good of storytelling, I suppose. So this obviously was enough to distract Orton. Kofi Kingston rolled him up for a schoolboy pin. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Kofi Kingston beats Randy Orton off of a distraction on Raw in 5 minutes. Afterward, Riddle, who was in Randy Orton's corner, he tried to play peacemaker. Xavier and Riddle got heated. Orton turned to leave. He was mad. Xavier tried to stop Riddle from leaving with Orton, so Riddle shoved Xavier Woods down to the mat. Kofi held back Xavier, and Xavier was yelling at Riddle, "Go ahead, go join Randy Orton. You have exactly what's coming to you, and we told you that earlier." So it looks like, instead of Randy Orton turning into a babyface, seems like Randy Orton is not really deviating away from who he really is. In fact, Matt Riddle seems to be, as far as what I can tell, Matt Riddle seems to be fixated on befriending Randy Orton, that he actually is doing what Randy Orton wants Randy Orton to do. So it's almost as if Riddle is following Randy Orton blind and leaving his real friends behind, and he's joining Orton. I don't know if that's going to lead to Matt Riddle being a heel, but I find it kind of interesting. So we got Orton and Riddle and a possible New Day tag team match. I could get behind that. I could really get behind that. And I've said this for a couple of weeks now. The Orton and Riddle pairing, I don't really mind it. I don't want to see it, but I don't really mind it. It's a temporary thing for sure. And I think doing tag teams like Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, it's okay every now and then. I don't want WWE to be like they are now and rely on singles guys in tag teams. Them being in a tag team is actually more detrimental to Raw than it is beneficial. I think you take two top-tier guys away from the upper mid-card to place them in a tag team instead of actually doing right by the tag team division and creating real teams. You're using these guys to aid a dying division, but when these teams break up, then you're going to go right back to where you were anyway, with no division. But I think Randy Orton's charisma and his attitude, mixed with Matt Riddle and his comedy and his charisma, is a very interesting act on Monday Night Raw. Enough for me to really care about what's going on there. So out of all the bullshit on this show, for the last couple weeks, I've enjoyed the pairing. And I'm very interested to see where it goes. I do think it's going to lead to them winning the tag team championships, which really doesn't set a good precedent for the tag team division either. Because the tag team championships are not on a real team. WWE should really put focus on tag team wrestling and actual tag teams for their tag team division instead of relying on singles guys and taking those guys away from the upper mid-card where right now you don't have any real baby faces. You got nobody. Because they're all stuck in fucking tag teams. So what's Drew McIntyre going to do when he has no opponents for the WWE Championship? Bobby Lashley's got nobody but Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, when he wins the title back, who is he going to have? The only guy for Drew McIntyre to wrestle who's a heel, Bobby Lashley, but he's not going to get another shot. We've seen this over and over and over again. The only other guy on Raw for Drew McIntyre to defend that title again against when he wins it is Jinder Mahal. Very, very one-sided, man. WWE doesn't have a lot of options because of their own creative fucking bullshit. They don't really know what they're doing, man. But as far as Orton and Kingston, I'm enjoying it for what it is. R-Truth was backstage with his 24/7 title. We haven't seen the 24/7 title in many, many weeks. Here I was hoping that the 24/7 title quietly went away and disappeared, but it did not. Truth at first denied it was Kevin Patrick. Truth said he has to keep a low profile because someone issued an open challenge for his 24/7 title. Patrick said that Lashley issued the open challenge and it has nothing to do with his 24/7 title. Truth said he'd find out what happens with the tables that turn. Akira Tozawa ran up behind Truth and rolled him up and won the 24/7 title. And Akira Tozawa yelled, "Ha ha ha, the tables have turned on you, R-Truth." And R-Truth was just sitting there and he was wondering about what tables that were turning. Bullshit, not even funny. It's not even funny. Why is it still a thing on the show? So fucking ridiculous. I don't know how anybody could find that funny, even now, find this shit funny. Backstage, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville were hearing complaints from the catering crew, Lana, Naomi, Mandy Rose, catering, and they were yelling and yapping about not getting a tag team title shot tonight when Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are getting yet another chance at the titles. They each made their case. In walked Charlotte, who said they've each had a million chances, but they've blown them all. Oh, Charlotte, how many chances have you gotten, honey, in the last couple weeks? And you have done the same thing as Dana Brooke. You are just as bad as Dana Brooke. You continue to blow the big one every single time. And I love it. I love it. But sooner rather than later, she's going to start winning. And then we'll be back to shitting all over the Android once again. So Charlotte told them that they've blown it all. Dana Brooke said, yeah, like you last night. And then Charlotte Flair said, excuse me? Dana Brooke said, oh, nothing. And then Charlotte Flair was like, yeah, I thought so. So Deville said, listen, we'll figure out who's next after tonight's match. Sonya asked the other women to leave so that they could talk to Charlotte in private, both her and Adam Pearce. They then had a talk on live TV, which obviously was not private. So if it was supposed to be done in private, then the cameraman should have also left with catering. But he did not. He stayed around. Charlotte made her case for a one-on-one match against Rhea Ripley. Adam Pearce asked why. Charlotte said she was not pinned in the triple threat match at Backlash against Ripley and against Asuka, so she technically didn't lose. See, that's where she's wrong. You were in a triple threat match. You were suspended. First of all, let's backtrack to see why Charlotte tried but failed. She was suspended for beating up a referee. Brought back the very next week. Then she was put in this triple threat match out of the goodness of Sonya Deville's heart. So when all is said and done, Charlotte being included in this triple threat match was merely a gift, a favor. She didn't even do anything to belong in the Rhea Ripley-Asuka match at Backlash. They made it a triple threat match because Charlotte. So Charlotte said, well, I deserve a one-on-one match. That's not what I think. That's not what many people think. You didn't do anything to even deserve to be in the triple threat match to begin with. You had your opportunity. You didn't do anything to break up that pinfall. It's almost as if on Sunday night she opted to lose. She just dropped down off the apron, made no attempt to break up the cover. That Rhea Ripley hit the riptide on Asuka. She didn't do anything to break up the cover. So she lost. She was given an opportunity out of the goodness of management's heart. She dropped the ball, she failed, and she lost based on triple threat rules. But she says she wasn't pinned. Doesn't matter. You're still a loser. You lost via triple threat rules because you didn't win. So just like MVP told Drew McIntyre, it is back of the line for Charlotte Flair, and take your 101 Dalmatians with you. So she wants a one-on-one match. Deville said, listen, It's not my call. But if she beats Asuka tonight, then they can go back and reassess things. Pierce said that was fair. Rhea Ripley walked in. I don't know why. And she said she couldn't care less about Charlotte's problems. Well, listen, Rhea, I couldn't give a shit about you either. So we're in the same boat. You don't give a fuck about Charlotte, and many people are starting to not give a fuck about you. So she said she wants new competition because to her, Charlotte is nothing but yesterday's news. Oh, how this is very funny. Oh, how this is very funny, man. Charlotte is yesterday's news, but Rhea Ripley is quickly becoming yesterday's news already, and she's not even on Raw for 2 months yet. Very funny there that she said that. She laughed and went, woof. Woof. Because Charlotte looks like Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians with her new polka dot outfit. Her new black and white outfit. Charlotte asked her to watch her match closely tonight because she's on her way to getting her title back. Ripley said she'd watch in case the queen falls from her throne. You know, the way Rhea Ripley is being booked, man, I don't know how anybody could really stand in Rhea Ripley's corner and want her to win. Everything that Rhea Ripley emits, I just can't stand. She's not a fan favorite. Rhea Ripley is doing, first of all, WWE Creative is doing no favors to Rhea Ripley because I don't think anybody is in a position to really care if Ripley wins or loses. Rhea Ripley looks like somebody that just comes off in a way where fans are very indifferent to her. Same thing with Charlotte. The way Rhea Ripley's been booked, it's not really calling out for fans to cheer for her, and nobody's going to cheer for Charlotte Flair. So I got to ask, WWE's leaving us in a position to cheer for who exactly? Are you going to cheer for Rhea Ripley? Most of you will probably cheer for Rhea Ripley just out of the fucking basis of Charlotte not winning the championship, but we all know that's not going to happen. The longer they prolong this, the quicker Charlotte is going to get that championship back. And the quicker Rhea Ripley could be buried. Because that's exactly what WWE is aiming for. Her promo ability sucks. Rhea Ripley. It's awful. Have her, she's like Ricochet for the women. Just get a microphone out of her hand. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. Natalya and Tamina. They defended their newly won tag team championships against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler with Reginald in their corner. I don't know why we're getting this match again, but here we are. So we got Nia and Shayna. They took control immediately after Jax ran over Natalya. Natalya hit Jax with a discus clothesline, tagged in Tamina. Tamina knocked Jax off the apron, but Baszler put her in the Kirifuda clutch. Alexa Bliss then appeared on the stage, and she was holding Lily. So she was on the stage. She was holding Lily. Pyro blasted out of the corner. Fire blasted out of the corner turnbuckles, the corner steel posts. Reginald was on the apron. He was standing there. He goes flying off the fucking apron into the barricade. Baszler let go of Tamina to go check on Reginald. Are you following me up until this point? So, Shayna has Tamina in the Kirifuda clutch. Alexa Bliss is on stage with Lily. Shayna Baszler is in the Kirifuda clutch in the ring with Tamina. She got the clutch applied. Reginald's on the apron. Fire goes off, comes out of the steel posts. Reginald goes flying. Shayna Baszler goes to check on Reginald. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Shayna Baszler not give a fuck about Reginald now? All of a sudden, she wants to go look out for Reginald's well-being? I thought Shayna Baszler couldn't stand Reginald. Now all of a sudden, she wants to fucking protect and aid Reginald. Fire comes out of the steel posts. So after this, after the fire, Tamina lifted Baszler. Natalya connected with the heart attack clothesline. And Shayna Baszler is pinned. 1, 2, 3. You know, folks, I think we're going to start taking Humberto out of the letter L category. I think Humberto has graduated from the letter L. He can sit in catering without good old JD giving him a hard time, man. I love Shayna Baszler. I think she's been terribly misused on the main roster, but this is Bruce Pritchard that we're talking about. This is Johnny Laurinaitis now in charge of talent relations. They look at Shayna Baszler, and Shayna Baszler's not the type of woman that they want to push on the main roster. Shayna Baszler is the new homeowner of the letter L. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, Shayna! Sorry. This woman has been pinned more than fucking Pete Weber in the PBA. Unbelievable, man. This is awful. Awful. Shayna Baszler lost because of fire coming out of the steel posts. Shayna Baszler lost because of a doll that looks like an Uncrustable down aisle 3, the frozen food section. Unbelievable. 3 minutes. This is your women's division, folks. This is your women's division. Your entire women's division is being built around Lily the doll and who she wants to play with. Next time this happens, folks, I'll give you the okay to go play with your remote control. I'm sure Guy Fieri is somewhere else on Food Network doing something. Go and fucking watch Guy do his thing, man. Shut the fucking show off. This shit sucks. Unbelievable. Moving on here, man. Sheamus. Sheamus is up next. We got another match with Ricochet coming on up. But before we get into that, man, let's check in on the chat. We got almost 1,900 people inside the OTS venue tonight, man. I appreciate y'all. Man, I was a big Pete Weber guy, bro. Big Wheezy in the chat. I see you, man. I was a big Pete Weber guy, bro. Shayna Baszler's being pinned more than fucking Pete Weber in the PBA, bro. Guys, hit that thumbs up, man. We are at 600 likes. Let's try for 800. The goal tonight is 800 likes in the chat. Super chats are open. You guys can get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. And I want to thank my sponsors tonight for tonight's post show. BlueChew.com, man. BlueChew.com is sponsoring the show, and you guys can get yourself a free sample of the service today. All you have to do is use the link down below in the description. That is go.bluechew.com/JDNY. And you're going to use code JD for your free sample, man. After a show like tonight, you're going to need more than one Blue Chew. Let me tell you that. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but as you guys know, it's in chewable form, and it comes at the fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve stronger, harder erections when that time is right. Combats all forms of ED, and Blue Chew is an online prescription service, so you guys have no visits to the doctor's office, no more awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy, man. And it ships right to your front door in a very discreet package. The whole process is simple. You guys are going to use the link down in the description of this very video, and you guys are going to consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. And Blue Chew's licensed medical providers, man, they'll work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. And like I said, they're chewable, guys. No more swallowing those big, thick pills. Chewable. Goes down nice and easy. Blue Chew's tablets are also made in the USA, and they prepare and ship direct, so it's cheaper than any pharmacy. So if you guys could benefit where it counts with that extra confidence when it's time to perform, visit BlueChew.com for more details and all your important safety information, man. And we got a special offer, like I said. If you guys use that promo code JD at checkout, you guys are going to get your free sample. That's go.bluechew.com/JDNY. You're going to use code JD at checkout. All you guys are going to have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. And that's it. Very simple. I once again want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Off the Script right here for the Monday Night Raw post show. Moving on, man, we got Sheamus and Ricochet. These two wrestled on the pre-show for WrestleMania Backlash last night. And I gotta be honest with you, man. Sheamus, I'm not liking the way he's booked. But if I was to choose, and I'm gonna be real honest with you, if I was to choose an MVP coming out of Monday Night Raw this year, a lot of guys would look at a Bobby Lashley. A lot of guys would look at maybe a Matt Riddle. But I'm looking at Sheamus being the MVP of Monday Night Raw in 2021. Sheamus has been the most consistent performer on Monday nights. Everything he does, it looks legit. Everything he does has been great. And as far as his in-ring work goes, this may be the very best that we've seen of Sheamus in a very long time. So as far as consistency goes and what he brings to the table, man, you got to give props to Sheamus. He's done a fantastic job on Monday night, and I would like to see him do more. I really would. I think he brings a lot to the table that WWE really isn't capitalizing on. So he's got this thing going on with Ricochet. First it was Mansoor, then it was Humberto, or first Humberto and then Mansoor. I don't know where those two guys are. It looks like WWE saw them on television for a couple weeks and said, what the fuck are we doing? Are we really pushing these two guys? Soaking wet, they both combined don't even weigh more than Sheamus. So they promptly took them off television. Now we got Rick O'Shea on television. He came out on the pre-show last night. He was wrestling in jeans and dress shoes. Now, I had no idea what was going on as far as his attire goes, because the last time I saw Ricochet wrestle, he was in actual in-ring gear. So I was thinking maybe he got a late call. Maybe he wasn't on the show. Maybe they told him to go right out there on the pre-show with maybe less than 5 minutes to get ready. Go wrestle Sheamus. Go wrestle in what you got on right now. It doesn't really matter. And then we see him tonight. And he's in those same black jeans with that same belt and those same dress shoes. But this time he's got Sheamus's jacket and he's got Sheamus's top hat. And then he's got a pretty decent Irish accent. He made fun of Sheamus tonight. Now, I don't necessarily think that Ricochet is going anywhere, but it was a nice 24-hour run for Ricochet. Right back to catering you go. This was a very good match. Up until this point, this was probably the best thing on the show tonight. So Ricochet and Sheamus. Ricochet is still proving, or trying to prove, I should say, that he could beat Sheamus and get a United States Championship match, which to me doesn't make fucking sense. You should not be beating the champion to get a championship match. You should be beating others who also are in contention for that title, getting wins, and then getting a championship match against the champion. While the champion is waiting around, he's winning his own matches, he's undefeated, he's not losing matches. That's the way it should go. Where is the importance on champions and championships? There is none in WWE. So Ricochet's out there. Ricochet wanted to shut Sheamus up once and for all. And he wrestled in black jeans again, like I said. Match started with Ricochet on the attack. Sheamus quickly took over after a wicked clothesline. Sheamus beat him up, sent him over the barricade. He was in control for a little bit until Ricochet came back with some forearms. Sheamus responded with a Irish curse backbreaker for a 2 count. Ricochet hit a Spanish fly on Sheamus, which looked nice. Sheamus looked like he might have hurt his leg, I guess, on this. I don't know if he's really hurt or not. Everybody thought Cesaro was also hurt coming out of the Roman Reigns match last night at Backlash, but he was not. He landed awkwardly here, did Sheamus. Ricochet basically landed on Sheamus's leg coming out of the Spanish fly. Ricochet used a standing shooting star next for a 2 count. Sheamus got his knees up on a springboard moonsault attempt for 2. Ricochet went to the top, so Sheamus rolled out of the ring, and Ricochet hit a dive to the outside before pushing Sheamus back into the ring. Ricochet removed his belt. He hit a springboard 450 for a near fall. He tried for another springboard move, but Sheamus nailed him in midair with a knee strike. The referee seemed here, when Sheamus went for the cover off the knee strike, seemed to count a 3. But Ricochet got his shoulder up pretty much at the same exact time the referee came down and hit his hand on the mat for a 3 count. It didn't matter because Ricochet got up. Sheamus got up as well, nailed Ricochet with a bro kick, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, Ricochet. Like I said, it was a nice 24 hours for you. Right back to catering you go. And Sheamus, what he does with the United States Championship, who knows? And by the way, he got his jacket and he got his hat back as well. So good on you, Ricochet. Back to catering and back to main events, wrestling Ali to absolutely nobody. They deserve better, both of those guys. And what is with Ricochet wrestling in jeans, man? It seems like every twist and turn with Ricochet, WWE is seemingly taking a little more and more every single time I see him. It's almost as if Ricochet is to a point where he's completely unrecognizable. They took legitimately everything that made him feel special and made him feel unique. He's basically a 0 now. It's unreal how they got somebody like Ricochet on that roster, and that is what we get. This is what Ricochet has resulted in on the main roster. It is fucking downright criminal. This guy should be in main events. This guy should be one of the top stars on this brand in the company. And he's not. He can't even get himself proper ring attire anymore. Asuka and Charlotte Flair. They went almost 17 minutes. I don't know how many people could sit here and watch these two wrestle, but I think I'm all but over Charlotte Flair and Asuka wrestling on Raw. This is the state of your women's division, folks. Oh my God, Charlotte and Asuka had a great match. What does it mean? What does it mean? Asuka has been pinned the last 3 weeks. Asuka wrestles Charlotte tonight. She gets a victory over Charlotte. What does a victory over Charlotte mean after losing all these weeks? It's almost as if you're giving her a win out of pity at this point. What does it matter? Charlotte and Asuka had a decent match. I actually enjoyed this match more than I did the triple threat match last night at Backlash, to be perfectly honest with you. Charlotte was in control right from the start. Asuka fired back. They went back and forth from there. There was a very bad botch. WWE, they tried to show a replay of it because Charlotte flipped all the way through it, but it was a botch. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was very weird. It was a weird spot where Charlotte went for a Spanish fly, but Asuka held on to the buckle and didn't budge. So Charlotte basically gave herself a Spanish fly. I don't know what had happened there, but correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody here watched my WWE WrestleMania Backlash review, every single time Charlotte does a moonsault, I criticize the ever-living shit out of it. And I did the same thing last night. And I said, when Charlotte does a moonsault, she basically connects on nothing. Yet everybody cries, oh my God, she's the most superior athlete. Meanwhile, she just did a terrible moonsault. How do you got Keith Lee, who weighs 350 pounds, doing a perfect moonsault, and Charlotte can't even fucking execute it right? It's ridiculous. I remember once upon a time, Charlotte, she used to switch off between the moonsault and the Spanish fly. When she's done a Spanish fly, it's looked great. So I said, instead of doing the moonsault and making it look terrible like it did last night, why don't you just replace it with the Spanish fly? And here she is attempting a Spanish fly on Monday Night Raw. I wonder if somebody is indeed listening to my criticisms. I don't know. But she even botched this one. So much for that. So Charlotte basically gave herself a Spanish fly off the botch. Charlotte applied a leg lock between the ropes before throwing Asuka into the announce table on the outside. So Rhea Ripley Rhea Ripley's music goes off in the middle of the match. This is my brutality. Hits on the PA system. She comes walking down the aisle. She looks worse and worse every fucking week. She looked like goddamn fucking Foghorn Leghorn from fucking Looney Tunes tonight with that fucking hairdo. The fuck is she doing, man? Holy shit. Overcompensating. For what? You're making me wish you'd lose the title to Charlotte every fucking time I look at you. So Rhea Ripley comes out. This is my brutality. Goes off on the PA system. I'm on my couch. I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, why do we have somebody's theme music going off in the middle of a fucking match out of nowhere? Why is she needed there? She can't sit in the fucking locker room and watch Charlotte and Asuka wrestle on the goddamn fucking monitor? On one of the TVs there? She needs to come out, sit at the goddamn announce desk, and she needs to get a in-person look, close up, at Charlotte Flair. Meanwhile, they're all looking around. Is that Rhea Ripley's theme music? It just ruins the entire flow of a match. Why doesn't she just come strolling out without the theme music? I wouldn't be sitting here on a Monday night near 1 a.m. complaining about her fucking theme music. Such a terrible fucking production cue, man. I hate it. I fucking hate it. It doesn't even have to be Rhea Ripley. It could be anybody. Do you know how WWE does this? It irks the fucking living shit out of me, man. Every single time somebody's theme music goes off in the middle of a goddamn match. You got either a dumb heel or a dumb babyface looking at somebody come down to the aisle with their theme music. Who's cueing their theme music? It's almost as if it ruins the whole flow of the show. It really does. It's like, all right, cue act fucking 12, scene 3. Can't you just have them come down the aisle without theme music? Without the theme music, it's actually, get this, folks, a little bit more impactful. It is. You should just base everything off the presence of Rhea Ripley coming down the aisle, but I guess Rhea Ripley has no fucking presence. Which, by the looks of her title reign, she has 0. That's my rant for the night. So she's out there by commentary. Charlotte and Ripley eventually go face to face. Asuka tried to attack, but Charlotte, she threw Asuka back into the ring. Charlotte got in Ripley's face again and said, "That's my title." Pointing at the Raw Women's title, Rhea Ripley was calling Charlotte a loser. Oh, wow. It's like looking into a mirror, Rhea. It's like looking into a mirror. You're calling Charlotte a loser, but you yourself are a loser as well. So, down to the last couple of minutes of this match, Asuka kicked Charlotte into the ropes as Ripley obviously got involved. She jumped on the apron. Charlotte kicked her down. Asuka then applied a small package for the pinfall victory. So Charlotte tried to attempt the figure 4 into the figure 8 a couple of times. Asuka was pretty knowledgeable in that attempt and got the small package for the eventual pinfall victory. A few clunky spots here, but I think I'm all but over the situation between Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Or Charlotte and Asuka. All 3 of them. I don't give a fuck. What are you going to put all 3 of them inside Hell in a Cell? That's what it certainly looks like. Looks like Charlotte, Asuka, and Rhea Ripley will have a triple threat match inside Hell in a Cell. The cell can't contain all 3 of these combustible elements. Give me a fucking break, will you? And that's where Charlotte's going to win the championship, because that's going to be the most daunting of tasks, and she's going to squeeze out a victory in the biggest match that they could possibly put her in with these 2. Of course they're going to do that. Why wouldn't they? Everybody bow to the queen. Her and her fucking Dalmatians. By the way, I don't know if you guys got a black screen for about 6 or 7 seconds during this match. That's because Charlotte, once again, popped out and had her 101 Dalmatians showing on live television. Lumberjack match. Lumberjack match. Yes, folks, I'm not reiterating. I'm not repeating myself. You did not accidentally click on my WrestleMania Backlash post-show live stream. Lumberjack match. Damian Priest versus John Morrison. Johnny Drip Drip. Now, The Miz wasn't there, which I got to give Bruce a firm handshake. Well, Bruce, Miz was eaten by zombies. He didn't make an appearance on the show selling the zombie attack. And here I thought Bruce couldn't do anything right creatively. Miz missed the show because he was too injured from the zombie attack. Wow. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. We've had people show up on this show and had far worse done to them. But Miz no shows because of zombies. Now, everybody watching this show tonight, I know you were disappointed to not see the zombies be the Lumberjacks again. Everybody criticized the zombies last night. Chris Jericho mentioned something about, oh, yeah, but we set the industry back 30 years, but you got fucking zombies on your show. WWE used Backlash and a Damian Priest match as a catalyst to sell a goddamn fucking terrible D-list movie by Dave Bautista called Army of the Dead. So John Morrison apparently survived the zombie attack. Maybe he's got the cure for the fucking T-virus or something. I have no idea, John Morrison. He could be a multi-billionaire. He could win the Nobel Peace Prize. At this point, he's got a fucking cure for the zombie apocalypse. So somehow he survived the zombies, and he's got another lumberjack match with Damian Priest. Somebody in WWE fucking hates my soul, man. Another lumberjack match. Don't you think we're about well over the fucking expiration date of Damian Priest and John Morrison? Bruce, or John Morrison and anything to do with the fucking Miz? When are we moving this guy on to somebody new, huh? Why do we need to see the same match that we saw last night? Can you imagine watching this shit on fucking Peacock and then tuning into Monday Night Raw to see the same fucking match that we got with The Miz last night, only this time tonight with John Morrison? Unbelievable. It is unbelievable how nobody looks at this shit and then feels the fucking urge to complain. This match went 12 minutes. Some of the Lumberjacks included the Viking Raiders. They had nothing else better to do for the last couple of weeks. Why not? Mansoor was out there. There he is. Mansoor wants the United States title. Now he's fucking belittled into being a fucking goddamn lumberjack. Akira Tozawa's out there. T-Bar, Mace, the Lucha House Party, Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Mustafa Ali was out there. Titus O'Neil was out there as well. He just put a nice cheesecake in the oven. He had about a good 15 minutes to kill, so why not? Nikki Cross was out there as well. Nikki Cross got more camera time in this one match than she has all of 2021. I just want that to be well known tonight. So Morrison took control after T-Bar and Mace attacked Priest on the outside because the lumberjack match rules are fucking terrible. Morrison fell out of the ring at one point, so Cross shoved him back in the ring, and she got all excited. You should be excited to be back in a ring wrestling, Nikki Cross, not to be included in a fucking lumberjack match. So she shoved him back in. Morrison tried avoiding the lumberjacks again. He ran right into a chokeslam by Damian Priest. Mace and T-Bar attacked Priest again on the outside. I just sensed that. I really just get the feeling that Priest is going to move into a feud with Dominik Dijakovic and Mace. T-Bar and Mace, for some reason. I don't know why. So they attacked Damian Priest again. Priest fought off Morrison. He wiped out Mace and T-Bar with a dive over the ropes just because. Alexander then went to attack Benjamin. So all this shit started to break down in typical fucking stupid lumberjack rules. So we got all these guys on the outside. They're all clumped up like a fucking clogged artery. And Damian Priest goes off the top rope. He superplexed John Morrison off the top rope to the outside on top of all these bodies. So Morrison comes down pretty damn hard on the floor. Seems like his lower half missed all of the pile completely. So Priest used a Hurricane Rana in the ring. He brought Morrison down hit the lights for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. After the match, Sarah Schreiber was interviewing Priest and said now it's time for him to move on from Miz and Morrison. Oh, really? Really now? It's time for him to move on. She asked, what's next for Damian Priest? He said, maybe I'll answer Bobby Lashley's open challenge. Yeah, no thank you. I want to see you somewhere down the line. Challenge for something like that when you're ready. Not on a random edition of Monday Night Raw just because there was a fucking open challenge in the main event issued by Bobby Lashley. Now, Damian Priest, I got news on Damian Priest. Apparently, Damian Priest was told that if he did not get the Bad Bunny angle over going into WrestleMania, he would be finished on the main roster. So Sporting News Australia, mate, spoke to Damian Priest about his WrestleMania moment. He was quite honest in his response as he disclosed the true pressure that was on him going into WrestleMania. He was told by a lot of people that if his partnership with Bad Bunny didn't do well, then he was toast on the main roster. I'm not talking about whole wheat. I'm not talking about rye. I'm not talking about pumpernickel. I'm not talking about solid white. I'm talking about toast, meaning he would be finished on the main roster. I enjoy a nice whole grain or a nice hearty oat on my bread, but he would be toast. And no butter is included on this toast, folks. He'd be fucking thrown out of Monday Night Raw. A lot of people were honest with me and they told me, listen, you can't blow this because if you do, you're done. All I said was, you're giving me the opportunity. I'm going to do everything in my abilities to knock this out of the park. I knew I had to put in the work, so give me the opportunity and I will do my end. It goes both ways, and I think we both delivered, so we brought our audience a product worthy of them being entertained and being happy to watch. End quote. It's amazing how WWE put all this pressure on somebody that they just called up from NXT. Might as well say the main roster because Monday Night Raw doesn't even resemble a fucking main roster at this point. Called up NXT fucking hopeful Damian Priest to the main roster, and they straddle him with this unbearable pressure to get Bad Bunny over at WrestleMania. Can you imagine being told that by people that you work with in that locker room? If you don't get this over, you're finished. The only reason why he was brought up to do this thing was because of the demographic that he and Bad Bunny reached. That was it. They could have gone with anybody else. They could have used Andrade when he was there. They could have used Angel Garza. No, they want to use Damian Priest because he fits WWE's mold a little bit better than an Andrade and an Angel Garza. He's a tall guy. He looks great. He's got great mic skills. But to put that type of pressure on him, I mean, that's just ridiculous. What if Bad Bunny was a flop? You're going to blame Bad Bunny and you putting Bad Bunny in a WrestleMania match that he had no fucking business being in? You're going to blame all of him and his inability to not work? Or his inability to work on Damian Priest? What if Bad Bunny shit the fucking bed at WrestleMania? How is that Damian Priest's fault? But thank God he didn't. It's probably the best fucking match on night one outside the Sasha Banks Bianca Belair match. So good for him. He got away lucky, did Damian Priest. He was lucky that Bad Bunny was such a fan that he put in just as much work as Damian Priest did. So good for him. And I doubt we have seen the last of Bad Bunny, being that he was so good in what he did at WrestleMania. I won't be shocked if they bring him back again. But man, oh man, can you imagine being told that? Yes, let's please move on from Damian Priest and The Miz. Let's move on. Kevin Patrick interviewed Shelton Benjamin. Patrick asked about Alexander, but Benjamin didn't want to talk about that. Benjamin wanted to face Lashley for the title. Alexander showed up and sarcastically applauded Benjamin. Alexander was amused that Benjamin thought he was a legend and said a fluke win over him didn't mean he could face Lashley. Alexander said there was a reason everyone was always abandoned, and Benjamin then knocked him out. So that's that. I don't know why we're still getting those two wrestling or those two feuding. I think it's over. Nobody gives a fuck about Benjamin. Nobody gives a shit about Alexander. Nobody cares. Let's move these guys on to something else completely. Let's start new with everybody. Everything needs to start new. We need a bunch of new on Monday Night Raw. Kofi Kingston answers the open challenge to Bobby Lashley. I ranted on this in the beginning. I don't really want to rant about this anymore. They wasted 3 hours of our time and gave us Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston beats Bobby Lashley in a non-title match. And this is all because of Drew McIntyre. Lashley was in control. This was not a championship match, like I said. This was a non-title match. Lashley was in control, hit a delayed suplex. Kingston came back with a chop and a DDT. The DDT looked like it connected a little bit too DDT-ish. Lashley no-sold the leg drop, hit a flatliner for 2. Woods then played his trombone like he did to Orton. He did the same thing to Bobby Lashley to try and distract him. It worked because Kingston was able to drive Lashley into the apron. It really didn't matter because Lashley followed up with a Dominator before driving Kingston into the ring post. Lashley had Kingston on his shoulders on the outside, but Woods yanked him off. The referee told Woods, get the hell out of here. He sent Woods to the back. As Woods was arguing with the referee, MVP got ready to attack Kingston with his walking stick, with his cane. However, McIntyre showed up out of nowhere, took the cane away, hit Lashley in the midsection with it. Kingston caught Lashley in a schoolboy for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. Kofi Kingston pinned Bobby Lashley, who, by the way, I'm not sure if you recall, is the WWE champion. McIntyre posed and celebrated with the New Day as Monday Night Raw went off the air. Folks, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Bobby Lashley beat Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre in a dominating fashion last night at Backlash? Didn't he go through a fucking LED wall only to come back and dominate those two guys and win in dominant fashion as he retained the WWE Championship? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Kofi Kingston, the last time we saw him with a WWE Championship, didn't he lose to Brock Lesnar in 7 seconds? I want you guys to correlate all of this and make sense of what I'm about to tell you. How can Bobby Lashley struggle with Kofi Kingston in 11 minutes and Brock Lesnar beat him in 7 seconds? Why is there such a discrepancy there? Does WWE give a shit about what they do at all? How does this make Bobby Lashley look like a dominating champion? It makes him look like a blithering idiot. Why is he issuing a fucking non-title open challenge? Bobby Lashley doesn't have to wrestle. If I'm Bobby Lashley, I'm pissed at MVP. I don't have to work tonight. He's issuing an open challenge. Kofi Kingston comes out, then he loses. You might as well just take the championship off of Bobby Lashley if this is the fucking start of his downfall. Because I don't care to see it anymore. Drew McIntyre still lingering around. I don't know what this means for Kofi Kingston. Seems like WWE just put him out there because, like I said earlier, there's no other babyface on Monday Night Raw to even fit into that spot. But listen, I'm glad it wasn't Jinder Mahal. Can you imagine that? We're not ready for that yet. So Drew McIntyre causes Bobby Lashley to lose. I don't know where Kofi Kingston fits into this, if he fits into it at all. I don't see how. I don't see why he would fit into this. Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Hell in a Cell. Drew McIntyre beats Bobby Lashley inside the dreaded structure and regains the WWE title, only to lose it to Jinder Mahal. Eventually, whether Jinder Mahal wins the Money in the Bank or Jinder Mahal just makes himself the number one contender and he beats Drew McIntyre fair and square, Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, man? But Monday Night Raw, this show is making everybody dumber and dumber as the weeks go on. This is absolutely the worst it's ever been. I look forward to no Monday Night Raws. In fact, I dread Monday before Monday Night Raw even happens. Just knowing I have to sit here and watch this mindless garbage every single fucking week. This show is awful. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, though. We got 706 likes in the chat. We need 94 more for the goal of 800, man. If you guys can do that for me, I would really, really appreciate it. Super chats are coming on up. We're going to hang out. We're going to drink some cold beverages. We're going to go over the super chats. But I want to thank you guys again for showing up. If you guys want to hang out, I'm happy to have you. It's the last call inside the venue. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow night live for NXT. I will be live for NXT. We got Johnny Gargano and Bronson Reed, big boy Bronson Reed, one of my favorites on NXT, going for the North American Championship. And then we got that Karrion Kross Finn Balor match coming up as well next week. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the show tonight. I'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for SmackDown. And then right back here with episode 377 of Off the Script this coming Saturday. I think. I'm not sure yet. I may do Saturday. If not, I may do Sunday live off the script. I'll let you guys know. So make sure you follow me on social media, man. There's a lot going on this week. I'll be all over the place. Also, Blue Chew. Make sure you guys go check out Blue Chew, man. Support Blue Chew. Go get your free sample. Link is down in the description. go.bluechew.com/JDNY. And then you guys at checkout are going to use code JD for your free sample. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling, man. Let's get into these super chats. Start at the top. We got 2 from Michelle Moran. A 5 and a 2. Love you since 2019. Hope to be a regular. I loved Roman and Bryan's feud and would have loved to see them inside Hell in a Cell. Thoughts? Right now, I'll tell you what, Michelle. Roman and Bryan is my favorite feud this year. And Roman and Bryan probably have the best main roster match all year at WWE Fastlane. And it may actually end up being number 2 as well with that triple threat match with Edge at WrestleMania. Speaking of which, where is Edge? And what is Edge going to do at SummerSlam? Does Edge win Money in the Bank? Does Edge go to SmackDown and challenge Roman one more time? Does Edge go to Monday Night Raw? Does he challenge Lashley? Does he challenge McIntyre? He's another one of them wild cards, man. Where is he? You know he's going to fit into something big. And you know he's going to be at SummerSlam. He may be at Money in the Bank. First event back with fans. Michelle also says, WWE re-signed Daniel freaking Bryan. Cheers for the chat. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. And hopefully you stick around and do become a regular here on OTS. Lauren Hutton with 2 $5 super chats. WWE just do a future heel turn for Riddle? Maybe. Maybe. Sonya Charlotte team? I hope not. Xavier Woods was actually being heelish tonight due to the distraction to Orton's loss. Lauren also says, Hell in a Cell prediction, Charlotte Rhea, Jimmy Roman, Lashley McIntyre, Natty Tamina, Riot Squad, Sasha Bianca Bayley, Mysterio's Dirty Dogs, and RK Bro vs. New Day. Sounds pretty close to what I would actually say as well, Lauren, so good job there. Joshua Bennett with a $5 super chat. Sorry to see the Atlanta Braves aren't doing that well, JD, but Look on the bright side, at least the Yankees are over 500. Go Yankees. The Braves suck. I'm actually disgraced in how they're playing this year. Awful. Gregory Benson with a $19.99 super chat, with Asuka being buried the way it's been at the hands of our good old buddy Bruce. I'm wondering when her contract is up, because at 40 years old, she can be a very valuable asset to somebody else's women's division. I don't know, man. Asuka is very content on what she's doing right now. She's making very good money, and she's got a thriving YouTube channel, so she's good. Whatever they ask her to do, she's going to do it, man. I think she's a WWE lifer, to be quite honest with you. Joshua Bennett with a $5 super chat as well here, so that's 2 from Joshua. Also, Jesse's probably in the chat, so get ready, because the Yankees are coming to stomp some White Sox ass this weekend, so be prepared. It's good for Jesse, I guess. Go Cubs. I have to refresh you guys. Give me 1 second. YouTube fucked up the super chats as always. They got a big super chat problem, bruh. They got a big super chat problem that has yet to been fixed. Laura Conway. Hey, JD, sorry I've been MIA. Just been very tired at night. I will try to be here tomorrow night for the NXT review. Love you and hope all is well. Laura, go get some sleep. Don't worry about Monday Night Raw. You didn't miss anything. I'll be here in the morning waiting for you right in that subscription box of yours if you are indeed subscribed. A $9.99 by Kent Foot. Not gonna lie, I was hoping to hear Daniel Bryan's music for that open challenge. One could imagine. I knew it wasn't Daniel Bryan, man. That would have made too much sense. Thank you, Kent. Michael Dwindan with a New Zealand $5 super chat. Salrex just sent me something. Huh. I gotta check that out. Michael with a New Zealand $5 super chat. Your thoughts on our country's tribal chief Switchblade, Jay White? Followed his career since school, Bullet Club OG. Thank you for being you, bro. Fuck Raw. I like Jay White, man. I think Jay White's got a great look to him. Well, man, is he boring. I'm not sure if he wrestles like Roman and is a good storyteller like Roman, but I have to watch him a little bit more to really assess. Matthew Choquette with a $14.99 and a $19.99 super chat. He says, wouldn't it have made more sense to have Kofi beat Drew instead of Bobby? Oh, wait, that requires some common sense and logical booking. Bro, it doesn't make sense for Kofi to be in there regardless. Kofi and Xavier are going to be feuding with Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. Why is he in a WWE title program with Bobby Lashley? His win meant nothing. Bobby Lashley's loss meant nothing. They had him lose for no reason. Brad Pye with a $5 super chat. Who will win IWGP United States title? Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. Nobody's going to win because Daniel Bryan's not going to AEW, Brad. Nice try. Munchie Time with a $9.99 super chat. Wish me luck. Showing Titus Catering my shrimp pesto pasta recipe soon. Gonna have to catch the rest of the review tomorrow at work. Love the OTS family. Cheers and good night. Thank you, Munchie Time. I love pesto, but leave the shrimp out for me. Miguel Nunez with a $5 super chat. Is it me or T-Bar and Mace looks like a lame version of the Ascension? And to the almighty JD, thanks for what you do, bro. Thank you, Miguel. And yes, Mace and T-Bar do look like Walmart Ascension. But don't tell T-Bar that. He may block you on social media. Jericho8131, $10 super chat. WWE rarely gives fans what they want, but when they do, they make you regret it through bad booking or overexposure. Drew has been overexposed to the WWE Championship and is borderline insufferable. You said it, I didn't, Jericho. You nailed it right on the head, bro. The Gary Sphere with a $5 super chat. When Vince comes through the curtain, the idiotic fans are going to bow to Vince and sing along to his theme and enable his terrible product. Again, Gary, you nailed it, bro. That's exactly what's going to happen because everybody's a brainwashed fucking idiot. Jedi Joker with a $10 super chat. What's up, JD? Just wanted to thank both you and Hoot Media. Got my koozie Saturday. I've been using it daily. Also, can you shout out my boy, Lighty? He introduced me to Fear Factory yesterday, and I'm hooked. Shout out to Lighty. Jedi, go listen to Demanufacture, Obsolete, and my favorite Fear Factory album, Mechanize. That's all you need, bro. I'm very excited for their new album coming out in June. They just released a new song called Suicidal something. Death Machine or something like that. They released a new single. Fuel-Injected Suicide Machine is what it's called. Excellent. It's the last album with Burton. He quit the band. Sirius with a $1.99 super chat. God, I hate Verk. His voice is too dry. It is. It absolutely is, man. I do not think he's got the voice for this at all. Brad Pie with another $2 super chat. Who wins? Sasha Banks versus AJ Lee in a submission match. Brad, you should go eat some pies instead of asking me these ridiculous questions. Thank you for your $2. Jedi Joker with another $10 super chat. Also, I've never played any of the Resident Evil games, but I'd like to. Any tips on Resident Evil rookies? And can you tell me the game order to play so I know what the fuck is going on in Raccoon City? Well, you got to start from Resident Evil 1. That's an easy one. And if you are playing Resident Evil, your knife is your best friend. Do not waste unnecessary bullets on zombies. Some of them take up to 5 to 7 bullets to kill. Not unless you get the shotgun, then you can start having some fun. Collect, look around, and gather items. You're gonna need them come the end of the game. Suprit with a Indian $100 donation. I don't know what that translates into U.S. currency, but thank you. Namaste, JD. If you had to interview one wrestling personality for OTS, whose brain would you like to pick? That's a tough one, man. I would probably have to say, as far as somebody on the main roster, I would probably say Sasha Banks. And for somebody that I know professionally that I've worked for, I'd probably say Amazing Red. The man is too smart and underappreciated to be where he is now, man. The guy could be on TV and be a fucking megastar if given the opportunity. And he's trained who's who, you know? All the kids that I still see coming out of Hog, they're all trained by Red, man. Some of the biggest futures in this business. When you see them, don't be surprised that they've been trained by Red. Thank you, Suprit. George Isaac with a $20 super chat. I've been working a lot and haven't had a chance to hang out with you. Love the new setup. And if we meet again, drinks are on me. P.S. Jesse is invited. George, I'll be in Jacksonville for Double or Nothing, bro. I'm having an OTS meet and greet Sunday. Double or Nothing Sunday. 1 to 4 p.m. at the Intuition Ale Works. It's all set up. They got beer. They got cold beverages. They got food. Should be good to go, man. Jesse and I, and maybe, Hoot Media will be there. Thank you for your $20, George. I appreciate that. Dayron with a $5 super chat. Hoot Media still has not sent me my beer cruiser. And did WWE forget that Randy Orton and Kingston had a feud over the title a few years ago? He actually Says Hoop Media still has not sent me my beer cruiser. Dayron, Hoop Media is not our mod. It's Hoot Media with a T, and everybody is getting them sporadically. Hoot Media, I trust with all of my personal business situations. Hoot Media sent all of the beer koozies. So please check your mailbox. And if it still does not show up this week, we'll send you another one. Everybody else is getting them. I don't know why you didn't get yours yet. Go check your mailbox. George Isaac with a $5 super chat. We meet in 2019 at your meet and greet. Might have been in Las Vegas, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. Man of 1,005 holds. $2 super chat. The big-breasted vampire from Resident Evil 8 is greater than Alexa Bliss and the Raw Women's Division. I would have to agree. Logan McCall with a $5 super chat. In your opinion, what is the Great Khali's best match when he retired? His Hall of Fame speech was his best match. Kelly Yamaguchi. What's up, Kelly? $5 super chat. QRSTUVWXY and Charlotte Z40. Back of the line, you bot. LOL. I agree, Kelly. I agree. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. These shows are going to get worse the older Vince McMahon gets. Can you imagine Vince living into his 90s? God help us. At that point, I think Stephanie and Triple H step in and put him in a fucking home. Bartholomew Kuma with two $5 super chats. Did you hear how Titus caught the great produce bandit? He stopped to take a leak. Ha-ha! And Bartholomew also says, I always wondered, what do tofu and a dildo have in common? It is because they are both meat substitutes. Ha-ha! You're a funny man, Bartholomew. Thank you for your $10, bro. Aracia with a $5 Canadian. I wonder how much it sucks for your feet to wrestle in dress shoes. It's got to be pretty shitty, man. Theo with a $4.99 and a $9.99 super chat. JD, I would rather watch Attitude Era things on the network than watch this garbage. I don't blame you. I love your Braun Strowman expressions. Stupid! Kelly with a $10 super chat. I roundhouse kick broke my 50-inch TV off my wall because my nephew wanted to watch Raw for his birthday, but instead I made him watch Army of the Dead. No family of mine is going to watch WWE garbage. Sorry to hear that, Kelly. Now it gives you the opportunity to go buy a 65-inch TV. Just go bigger. And yes, please keep all family members away from WWE garbage, man. Watching this shit is embarrassing. Could never watch this shit in front of my family, man. I feel like a fucking geek. Raging Girl Gamer with a $4.99 super chat. She says, I love Matt Riddle. I used to love Matt Riddle. I like Matt Riddle. I don't love him. I thought he was great in NXT, but leave it to Vince to fucking ruin the appeal of something good. Lamar Bird with a $5 super chat. Charlotte is too tall to be doing moonsaults. She lands on her feet. And by the way, let's go Mets 3-1 final. Yeah. Thank you, Lamar. Captain Solo, $5 super chat. Does Vince have a problem with the Rotunda family? He fired his brother Bo. his dad Erwin, and continues to bury Bray. Really sad. It may be something like that, man. We'll never know. Maybe Vince has a problem with the Rotunda family. IRS, by the way, was fucking awesome. IRS was a class act, man. Damn good fucking heel and a damn good tag team partner for the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. No question. See what else we have here, man. Coil Phoenix with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, sorry I missed the review again, but I know you killed it yet again, just like how WWE kills all of our hopes and dreams every week. Much love to you and the OTS family as always. Thank you, Coil Phoenix. You didn't miss a goddamn fucking thing on Raw. Don't worry about it. Raging Girl Gamer with the $4.99 super chat. Who had the better rivalry, The Rock versus Stone Cold or Mr. 9 to 5 versus Baron Blade? Ooh, that's a good one. Mr. 9 to 5 versus Baron Blade was fucking awesome. I'm going to go Rock and Stone Cold, though. Jonathan Gastello with a $4.99 super chat. If you could order something from Titus Catering, what would you order? By the way, much love to you, JD, and the OTS family. Jonathan, I heard Titus makes a mean mashed potato. That's what I heard. It's creamy, silky smooth. Couple bacon bits, some nice brown gravy. Oh, good to go, bro. Raging Girl Gamer with another $4.99 super chat. Here I go spending money here, JD. Can you just send me a damn Are We Live shirt and my koozie, goon? Yeah, I'm going to have Hoot Media get on that, Rage. Don't worry. I got you. David DiConstanzo. $50 super chat by David. Lifelong wrestling fan, and you are the only reason I still watch WWE, just for you to say exactly what I'm thinking and how embarrassing Raw has been. You make a shitty day at work come to a super funny end. Keep up the great work, brother. David, thank you so much, man. That means a lot, bro. I'm glad I can help in any way possible, man. I'm throwing myself in the fucking front of the line for everybody here, because Raw sucks. Thank you, David. Kal-El with a $5 super chat. What's up, JD? Just showing some love, bro. Got my koozie. Everybody got their fucking koozie but Dayron. Go check your mailbox, Dayron. Maybe you don't even have one. Or maybe you gave me the wrong address. Got my koozie. My Guinness now looks official. Mustangs rule. Good night. Thank you, Kal-El. Richard Williams with the $2 super chat. What's up, JD? I just ordered Harry's with your code. Thanks. My code still works? They're not even sponsoring me anymore. Harry's is not even sponsoring me anymore, man. But my code still works? We got a fucking problem there. Raging Girl Gamer with another $4.99 super chat. Hey, JD, I love you, but it's hard to watch sometimes with that ugly-ass Braves hat. Listen, I'm going to refund you the fucking $5. Now you're not getting a fucking koozie, okay? Coil Phoenix with a $10 super chat. I watched the Backlash podcast, and I have to say, or I watched Backlash, rather, and I have to say the main event was my match of the night. When it comes to commentary, I want to see more Pat McAfee than that Vic Joseph wannabe. Yeah, I said this on Twitter. I think Pat McAfee is actually making Michael Cole a better commentator. Honestly. I think he's bringing out a better Michael Cole, if that makes any sense. And Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. Who's hotter, Tony Storm or Sasha Banks? Oh, don't do that to me, man. Really? All I'll say is good for Mikaze. Mikaze's a good dude. And good for Mr. Juice Robinson, man. Hope everybody's fucking happy. Anyway, guys, I'm about to get the hell out of here, man. I got some last-minute grinding to do on Destiny. Gotta get ready for this Vault of Glass raid, which I think will be Saturday's festivities, man. I think Sunday is going to be off the script. We're going to be streaming some Vault of Glass on Saturday on Twitch, I think. Got some major Destiny 1 vibes going, man. Destiny's my favorite game right now. Gonna jump on, do some last minute prep. And then go to bed and get ready for another live stream tomorrow. Do NXT. Be right back here at 8 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, I should say, for NXT. I'll be watching NXT at 8 o'clock. But I appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate all the super chats. Thank you to everybody that sent super chats in and donated tonight. Thank you. We got less than 40 to go for 800, guys. Can we get to the 800 goal? Hit that thumbs up. Let's try and get 800 likes. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That is Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. If you guys enjoyed anything from this, hit that subscribe button if you have not done so, man. And if you are subscribed, tell a friend. Anybody that hates WWE and knows that this show sucks and shares the same frustrations as we do, show them the show, man. Go check out Blue Chew as well. Always support my great sponsors, man. Every single one of them is linked in the description. Go check out Blue Chew. Link is also down in the description. Code JD at checkout for your free sample. And go check out the Backlash post show from last night, man. Live on the channel right now as we speak. I need a couple of things from you guys. First of all, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting in the Mustang and the windows are down. What I need from you guys is two things. Number one, I want to see those guitar emojis in the chat. And number two, that music you're listening to right now, Max. I'm getting in the Mustang. I'm hitting the highway. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for NXT right back here on Off the Script. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow right back here on OTS. See you later.